I got quality traffic from the LinkedIn Audience Network. What? And I'm sharing with you exactly how to get the same for your campaigns on this week's episode of the LinkedIn Ads Show.
Welcome to the LinkedIn Ads Show. Here's your host, AJ Wilcox.
Hey there, LinkedIn Ads fanatics. As he said, I'm AJ Wilcox. I'm the host of the weekly podcast, the LinkedIn Ads Show. I'm thrilled to welcome you to the show for advanced B2B marketers who want to evolve and master their craft and become true LinkedIn Ads pros. You may have heard that the LinkedIn Audience Network, or LAN, produces bad quality traffic. You've probably heard it from me because I say that quite often. It hurts so bad to say that LAN traffic is garbage because I want to love it so much. Think about it. On LinkedIn, we have the best business targeting of any platform out there, but since most LinkedIn users aren't active all the time, it's super valuable to be able to reach them anywhere that they're surfing around and not just sitting around twiddling our thumbs and waiting for them to come back to LinkedIn. That's exactly what the LAN network is supposed to do, and, well, I may have fixed it. So in today's episode, I'm going to share with you exactly what I did and how you can do it too. Plus, I'll be sharing my block lists and whitelists for you that you can go and directly download and use in your campaigns.
The LinkedIn Ads Show is proudly brought to you by B2Link.com, the LinkedIn Ads experts.
B2Linked is the ad agency 100% dedicated to LinkedIn ads, and we have been since 2014. You know, back before it was cool. We build a custom strategy for every account we work with. You get to work directly with me and my local team. You're not going to get a cookie cutter approach or a standard account template from us. No way. Plus, with the strategies that we've developed and our mastery of the platform, we always save our clients more than we charge. So it's kind of like getting the best in the biz for free. If you'd like to explore partnering with us for your LinkedIn ads management, schedule your free discovery call with me at b2linked.com/discovery. All right, if you have a review, a question, or feedback for the show, you can message me privately on LinkedIn. My DMs are open and they're free, or you can always email us at podcast@b2linked.com. You can attach a link to a voice recording from you, and I'll play it right here on the show. Or you can send text, I'll read it on the show. I'm happy to keep you anonymous or share your details, so just let me know what your preference is. Either way, I want to feature you. All right, without further ado, let's hit it. This episode was a long time in the making. I've shared before, I want to love LAN traffic, but it's been so terrible before, and I've spent hours with LinkedIn's product team trying to understand why and how to fix it. I've read a bunch of content that others have published about there being bot and spam traffic on the LinkedIn Audience Network. I've taken those to the product team to try to understand it, and I've come to some conclusions. Now, of course, I reserve the right to change these conclusions as I gather more data and understand more, but here's what it looks like. Yes, there is bot traffic that comes from LAN. You can see this in your analytics and server logs, but the cool part is LinkedIn doesn't charge us for the bot traffic if it can tell that it's bot traffic. I've been doing a lot of research on LAN traffic to try to understand it better, and I reached out to Dr. Augustine Fou. He's the founder of FooAnalytics because he's published some incredible data and analysis on traffic quality across the various ad networks. Specifically, he's got really cool ones on Google Ads, and he's even published a couple on LinkedIn. His LinkedIn articles have gone absolutely viral. He's a rock star at spotting and interpreting bot and spam traffic. So I was really excited to get some of his help with this analysis. So I installed his tool, FooAnalytics, on a client site to measure the traffic quality of the LinkedIn Audience Network. And I'm sharing this as a case study, the before and after data, the research, the analysis, and of course, my block lists. I hope this is hugely helpful to you. And of course, a huge shout out to Dr. Fou for his help with this analysis. What I did is I allowed LAN traffic from LinkedIn with no block or allow lists on a client site from September 3rd through September 11th. Then I implemented a pretty strict allow list that I'm going to share with you at the end of the show, and I measured the difference in traffic quality from that period to September 13th through 30th, and the results are pretty incredible. First, for those of you who don't know about FooAnalytics, What it does is it breaks down traffic by everything you could possibly dream of and much more. You can see the referring URL, all of the UTM parameters that were used in the traffic, the user agent, the operating system, the screen size, all of that, and even the specific apps by name that are driving traffic. I narrowed my traffic to just the visits that came from the UTM source LinkedIn, and then FooAnalytics breaks out the traffic into whether it's a declared bot or confirmed problematic or even just suspicious. And then on the good side, it'll break down whether it's likely good or confirmed human. To come up with that, it looks for clues in the technical makeup of the traffic, like whether the user agent actually agrees with the operating system and whether the referring URL makes sense given what kind of traffic it is. It's obviously very challenging to assess this, and I'm really glad that Dr. Fou took this on. All right, so I compared the traffic from LinkedIn's audience network against the traffic that arrived on the site and broke it down by these metrics. During the first time period, where we weren't using any sort of block or allow list, LinkedIn charged us for just over 2,000 clicks. And then when I looked at the analytics here, the site actually saw almost 4,000 visits from LinkedIn with our UTM parameters. So the natural reaction here is going to say, wow, I paid for 2,000 visitors and I got almost 4,000 on the site. Sounds like a buy one, get one free deal, right? Well, not so much. FooAnalytics classified 2,800 of these as being a bot or problematic or at least suspicious. And 1,079 were classified as human or likely human. Then I went and calculated the ratio of good traffic to likely bad, and it was 37%. So 37% good versus 63% bad. Yikes. So we paid for 2,000 clicks. We got about 1,000 to the site that are human, and that's probably about to be expected because since display traffic almost always has a really high bounce rate and there are certainly accidental clicks, so 50% of the traffic that we pay for making it to the site actually feels pretty good. Then I analyzed the traffic after implementing this really strict allow list, and the results were quite different. So in our second time period, LinkedIn charged us for 1,160 clicks, just over 1,000. The site saw 733 visits, so there's a little bit of a drop-off there from 1,160 down to 733. The allow list that I used, and I'm sharing with you here at the end, this is only allowing the highest quality publishers on LinkedIn's list. It's sites like the New York Times, USA Today, Forbes, Business Insider, those kinds of places. They're national publications that you've definitely heard of. After implementing this list, I recalculated this ratio of good to bad. The ratio of good to bad was over 100, meaning that we had more good traffic hit the site than bad. So we went from a good to bad ratio of 37% to 102% just by applying this allow list. There is also a cost difference here. Before the allow list, I calculated my cost per good visitor, and it was just over $1. It was like $1.05. After the allow list, my cost per good visitor was $4.08. And after implementing, I saw lower click-through rates across the board. All right, so why would we see higher costs and lower click-through rates? I've got a couple theories, and I've also seen this same effect across multiple of our clients. I think it's maybe because the sites that we're being shown on are higher quality and the ads aren't as prominent. That would explain why our CPCs are a little bit higher. Plus, because they're higher quality sites, there might be a lot more competition of other advertisers who want to show up there kind of bidding it up. Alternatively, we're also right during peak political advertising season here in the US, and I'm thinking that the exchanges might be slammed with political ads and other competition driving costs up. If this is the case, we'll see if it all drops back down. If it is the additional competition from political ads, we'll see after November 5th if our LAN click-through rates go back up and our costs go back down. You're probably asking yourself, why are bots clicking on my LinkedIn ads? I know because I wondered it, and all of the clients I've talked to about it are all asking the same thing. The biggest reason why there's bot traffic is that the ad exchanges have something called creative validators. Their job is to click through the ads being shared on their exchange and do this regularly And what they're looking for is malware or anything else deceptive that would cause their users a bad experience. A bad actor, like a bad site who is trying to share malware, you wouldn't want them to be able to block these creative validators. So the creative validators, they have to look like humans so that the bad actors don't block them and get away with it. So they purposely act human and they attempt to evade detection. This isn't a problem because LinkedIn's aware that the ad exchanges use this and they're not charging us for the traffic from them. The other big reason that I've found why bots are clicking on ads, as far as I can tell, there are some very low quality apps where the developers, they know that they make more money when their users are watching ads. So what they do is they serve the ad and then they simulate a click on it behind the app while you're using it. So you or your child may be using the app and you might not know it clicked on an ad and showed it back behind the app. For instance, one of the apps before I blocked it with the block list is called WordTrip, and it alone accounted for 22% of all of the clicks for a campaign. And 100% of those clicks were all categorized as bad. Not awesome at all. I would not recommend advertising on apps. And there is one important distinction that I want to share with you, and that's the difference between a blacklist and a whitelist. I worked in computer networking for a few years, and so I understand this concept of blacklists and whitelists. LinkedIn's LAN uses the same principle here, so I'll walk you through how it works. What a whitelist does is it only allows traffic from a specific list of sites. And a block list, it only excludes traffic from a specific set of sites or apps that are on the list. So I'm sharing my whitelist and my blacklist with you, but I would recommend only using the whitelist. There are pros and cons to both, but the downside of a whitelist is that if some new great partner site pops up on LinkedIn's list, because you're showing only to a specific list of sites, you won't show up on that new awesome partner site. The danger of a blacklist, though, is that you could block undesirable publishers now, but let's say a new site or app gets added next week, you'll automatically start showing your ads on those new partners. So I think the pros of a whitelist outweigh the risks of a blacklist. So here's how to install either a blacklist or a whitelist. LinkedIn calls these block lists or allow lists. First, download either the whitelist or the blacklist from the show notes below. Or if your podcast player doesn't have show notes in it, you can just go to b2linked.com and then go to this podcast episode. It's episode 150. Then inside of your campaign manager, click on Plan in the left-hand navigation, and then go to Brand Safety, and then Upload List. Go ahead. I'll wait. I'm just kidding. When it pops up asking about the list, you specify whether it's a block list, which is what I've called a blacklist, or an allow list, which is what I've talked about being a whitelist. Give it your own name and upload it. Then you'll need to go into the settings of each LAN-enabled campaign. You scroll down to Placements, and then click Show Brand Safety Options. Then click the little plus sign that says Add Publisher List, and then you can select either your whitelist or your blacklist. Ta-da! Now you've enabled your white or blacklist, and you are good to go. And you definitely don't have to use my lists. You're welcome to create your own. This was just a good way to get you started so that you don't have to comb through 1,000 sites one by one. It's really monotonous, so I wanted to give you a leg up because I already had to do it for our clients. I can't say this enough. I highly recommend checking out and signing up for FooAnalytics. I don't get anything for recommending it. I just legit can tell you that this is the best analytics platform for measuring traffic quality. It provides the best intelligence I've found on spam and bot traffic. I've linked to FooAnalytics down in the show notes. That's FOUAnalytics.com. I've also linked to Dr. Fou's LinkedIn profile, where he publishes awesome deep dives on traffic quality of ad networks. It's amazing. You're going to love following him. In the show notes, I've also linked to both the whitelist and the blacklist that I recommend. I have already shared these block lists on the LinkedIn Ads Fanatics community, so they got it first. You're welcome, Fanatics. But if you're not already a member of the LinkedIn Ads Fanatics community, you've got to get there. You get access to all 4 of our courses that take you from absolute beginner to total LinkedIn ads expert. Plus, you get access to the top minds in LinkedIn advertising who are all sharing what's working for them and asking questions to each other. There's even an available upgrade to get on weekly group calls with me so I can give you direct feedback. If you want to be a LinkedIn Ads 1%er, go right now to fanatics.b2linked.com. If this is your first time listening, welcome. We're excited to have you here. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you hear us in your ear holes next week as well. But if you're a loyal listener, would you do me the favor of telling your LinkedIn Ads Fanatics friends about the show? That's by far the biggest compliment you can pay me. And I would absolutely love it if you would go out of your way to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Seriously, it would mean the world, and of course, I'll shout you out. With any questions, suggestions, or corrections, reach out to us at podcast@b2linked.com. With that being said, we'll see you back here next week, and I'm always cheering you on in your LinkedIn Ads initiative.